Hey polers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Eileen here with a new pole tutorial. So today we're going to be learning a trick called Jamilla. This is a beginner's trick, so anyone can do it, and it's a great trick to get into other tricks like Superman or butterfly. So make sure you learn this trick so that you can combine it into other tricks. So let's get on the pole. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is choose the side you're going to start with. Of course, you're going to try both sides, but let's start with your more dominant side. So the first thing that we're going to do is stand behind the pole and sideways. So we're facing the pole basically, but from the side and behind. So from here what we're going to do is that we're going to take our inside leg. So in this case I'm with my right arm on the pole, so my right leg is going to be getting on the pole. So here you're going to get your thigh on the pole. So you want to get the thigh on this spot right here. So it's going to be like sideways and front. So it's going to be completely on that side and a little on the front of the thigh, and make sure it's right here so it's not close to the knee or into the hip. It's right here a little below the hip. And from here you're going to take then the thigh, and then what you're going to do is take your inside arm, which in this case is my right, down on a full bracket grip. Alright, so make sure that it's below that thigh, so it's the thigh and then your arm on that full bracket, and then the top arm, which is your outside arm, in this case my left arm, it's going to go on top on a regular grip, and it's going to go right in front of your mouth. So make sure it's not too high, it's not too low, it's right in front of your mouth. From here what you're going to do is make sure that you're pushing away from the pole with that bottom arm. So this arm is going to be pushing away from the pole, and then this arm is going to be pulling into the pole. So both arms are going to be doing opposite forces. So we have the top arm right in front of the mouth, the bottom arm right below under that thigh, and from here what you want to do as you use those opposite forces on the arm is pushing the thigh into the pole. So you really want to push the thigh, and then you're going to release the leg that's on the floor. Alright, so maybe the first tries, just stand in this position and play with laying back your chest, using the pull of the top arm, the push of the bottom arm, the push of the thigh into a pole, and release the leg that's on the floor. Just play with that a couple of tries, maybe go also on the other side so that you understand and feel how it's supposed to feel on the thigh and on both arms that you're here just hanging on the pole. So try that a few times on both sides so that you really understand how it's supposed to go. Once you feel comfortable, you're going to go for the actual trick, which means that you're going to straighten those legs. Alright, so basically you were here on the thigh, so what's going to happen is that you're going to straighten out that leg, and the other leg that's on the floor is also going to come up straight, kind of on a straddle, and make sure that you keep the position of the top arm and bottom arm pushing on opposite forces, keeping the thigh pushing into a pole and your chest away. This is super important. If your chest is close to the pole, you're not going to be able to get into a trick, so make sure that you create distance. Only with this distance is that you're going to be able to pull and create this force with the top arm. If you're too close, there's nothing to pull. So make sure that you're behind, laying back with the chest, so you have that pull on that top arm. Alright, so let's go. We are with the thigh on the pole, bottom arm on that full bracket, top arm in front of the mouth, on that regular grip, laying back. We're going to lift both legs up into a straddle. And from here is what I was saying before, that you can either stay here or come into a butterfly and then come back the same way. And you can also go into a Superman, any other trick that you want to, you can get up from a Jamilla. And if you want to just try the Jamilla, then you just come down the same way, right? So Again, other side, let's do it this time. So now I have my left thigh on the pole. Again, the thigh is right here, just a little below the hip on the side. Top arm in this case is going to be my right and bottom is going to be left. On the positions that both arms are supposed to be, with the chest lying back, I'm going to open into those legs, and you can just come down if you want. Alright, I'm going to show you with the view from the front so that you can also spot how this is supposed to look from the front, because now you just saw it sideways so that you can spot exactly where everything goes. But let's see how it goes from the front so that you can also know how it's supposed to look once you already did this. So thigh on the pole, top arm, bottom arm laying back, opening for that straddle, and then coming down. And let's see it from the back. So now on my left side, the thighs on the pole, the top arm on position with the bottom arm, laying back, going for that straddle, and coming back down. So as you can see, those arms are doing those opposite forces. So the bottom arm is going to remain straight, but the top arm is going to be bent, right? Because we had it right at the level of our mouth. So that means that that bottom arm stays straight, but the top arm stays bent. So it's super important that you keep that position with the arms. If you try to straighten up the top arm, you're going to be laying too far down, which is impossible for you to actually do that pull. So that's why it's important to keep that top arm on the exact spot in front of your mouth, bending and keeping your chest away from the pole, but enough for your arm to keep bent, right? So you don't want to go too far away where your arm is straight. You're just here, just a little laying back, enough for your arm to keep bending for you to be able to go for the trick and be able to do the motion of the pull and push with both arms. Alright, so remember that the most important part of this trick is keeping those arms in position so that the bottom arm can push away from the pole and the top arm can pull yourself into the pole, and your chest laying back so that you can do that motion with the top arm of pulling into a pole, but just enough for that arm to keep bent, to keep doing that pull, not straight, so that then you cannot do that pull. And then of course the thigh on the pole is super important. Probably at the beginning it's going to hurt a little, but then you're going to get used to it, so don't worry. Just press that thigh into the pole for you to be able to get into the Jamilla, and just hold it if you want, or just come down or go into a butterfly, a Superman, whatever you want to try. Just make sure that you try this at the beginning, like I showed you, to feel yourself off the ground, and then progress into actually doing the Jamilla, where you go into kind of a straddle and mark the straddle, right? So keep those legs straight, point your toes, and keep that position, and then come down or go into whatever trick that you want. Alright, so I hope that you learned how to do the Jamilla. Remember to take your time with it. This is not such a hard trick, but it does require a lot of practice, so just take your time. Try both sides. Remember, one side might be a little stronger than the other, so don't worry if one is much more difficult. Just try, do your best, and the most important part, have fun. Alright, so I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications, and drop in the comments all the feedback or questions that you have for me. As always, I am happy to connect with you through any social media, so please feel free to reach out. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope I will see you soon on my next video.